Alrighty then. Oops, this turned out pretty damn good, actually. Hello, welcome back to the Amateur Paintin'. I'm the Amateur, this is the Paintin'. I hope you break out your paints and your paintbrushes and follow along and paint along with me, or even if you just watch. Thanks for clicking on the video, I appreciate that. Today's picture we're gonna paint is this. Beautiful mountain scene. Actually, it turned out way better than I thought it was going to. So get ready and let's do this today. So I'm just making a sky here. I'm going to use a lot of paint. I don't want to chintz out on the paint. Adding a bit of yellow here where the sunrise is going to happen. A little yellow ochre. And then a little bit of really light yellow. And I'm going to thin this out with a bit of white. I'm going to use a fairly large brush. I'm going to use this kind of brush. Get some little bit of black and quite a bit of white. And just get some mountains roughed in here. And then I'm going to put a daub of pure white right where I think the sun is going to be popping up. Right around here. And I've added a little bit of blue into this mix here. The foreground, we're going to have some trees and bushes and fields, etc. here. I'll start off with the number 14, Filbert. Filbert has kind of got the rounded. See that there? Rounded. So I'm going to start off with that. I have 4 different greens that I'm going to use. I've got sap green, phthalo green, olive green, and I don't know what that's called, just green. And I'm going to start on the left side here and just sort of get into the darker stuff first. So I'm just going to use a little bit of sap green, a little bit of sap green, tiny bit of black, not a lot of black. Black will overtake a color and overpower it really fast. So be careful when adding black. So I'm just going to randomly come in here and put in some dark stuff. Across here, we have some trees here. A lot of this we're just going to be implying bushes. We're not going to be doing a lot of detail. You don't actually need the detail. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit and then come back and continue with the dark bushes. The mountains are a little bit wet right now. to be a little more dry. Just add different layers of different types of greens. Olive green and sap green. Just mixing all the greens. I'm using the greens individually, but then I'm mixing them as well, just so I get different shades. So just for doing some tree trunks, I switched to a small thin brush just to get those trunks in there, and then I'll go back to that filbert. And across here, this I'm going to have all flowers, but the further the flowers are away, so this middle section, the more the flower details are going to be obscured. So we're actually just going to use a little bit of blue and red and make purple. Not really sure how this is going to turn out. Take a little bit of red and a bunch of white and make pink. And I'm going to do this as a background color. Get this hair out here. Just so that between the flowers that we're going to be making is not going to be just a white canvas. In the foreground, we're going to have a little bit of green, because if we're looking at the bottoms of all the plants. And if you need to, between layers, feel free to stop and just let the paint all dry up. Not this paint, this paint. This paint you could spray with water while the painting itself is drying. Put that in there. Stems of flowers. And we're going to start from here and work down. The flowers here first. This is going to be implied flowers because it's far enough away where the detail is not going to show up like this. And I'm going to use a small filbert brush. That's the rounded one. And I'm just going to start dabbing the flowers. So I definitely want red. I definitely want white. Make some pink flowers and purple flowers. Don't forget, in this painting we're doing a lot of pink flowers, but pink isn't the only color out there. You might have some yellow flowers. So just start dabbing some yellow in there. This paint isn't very opaque, this yellow, so I'm just gonna really make sure I use a lot. So this layer will definitely have to dry before I do some more. Let's see here. I'll use this one. Might just use some solid red. Get some red flowers in there. I'm gonna add some blue in here. And that will sort of indicate shadows. I'm actually using the handle of the brush just to make small flowers, smaller flowers in the distance, because these flowers will get bigger as they get closer, and closer would be the bottom of the screen of the can. And just keep doing this until you've got as many flowers as you want. So I'm just using my really small brush, and I'm gonna just make a few more little green marks. I've got sap green and olive green mixed together, just so a little bit of green shows through in the flowers. I'm not gonna do a lot, just the odd little stem through here. And just keep doing that until you feel like you've got enough stems, and then we'll continue with the flowers. I'm just taking some of that green and I'm adding a bit of water to it to water it down, make it lighter. Just gonna pour some green in the background here that will be the equivalent of what is in the distance. So I'm just gonna spray a bit of water on this paint here. Don't want it to dry up. And on the canvas. And I'm back to using my little brush, and just from a slew of the flowers that I put across the bottom, I'm just going to give them green stems directly to that flower. Not all of them, just a few of them. And change from this little brush to this little brush. So I'm just going to take a little bit of blue and add some blue flowers in there. Just little ones, not very many. You can put as many blue flowers in there as you want. And don't forget, towards the bottom of the painting, the flowers will be bigger because those are the flowers that will be closer to where the camera was. I've got two different kinds of yellow. I got bright yellow, like lemon yellow, and light yellow. This yellow paint is not really opaque, so I'm going to be blobbing it on thick. So this is what I mean by blobbing it on thick. And I think I will do some pure white flowers. Same thing, blob it on thick. That looks like a pretty good field of flowers. Okay, now I'm gonna do some more on the trees here. I'm gonna use my filbert brush, which is that rounded brush I showed you. This I'm gonna use this brush to fix up the trees a bit. The trees that are further away, you want them to be darker. So if you had to add a little bit of black, just be really careful. Don't add too much. I think I'm going to highlight some mountains. Maybe make a dark side. Make that side of the mountain seem like it's more in the shade, in the shadows. And I'm literally just following the brush strokes from before. And make sure you put all the shadows on the same side of the mountain. So in this, it would look like the sun was shining this way. Actually, I'm doing it wrong because the sun's right there. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to clean my brush and redo that white. I had the concept right. Keep all the shadows on the same side of the mountain. So we're going to try this again. I'm just going to use pure white. So since we've established that's the sun, I'm going to put the shadows on the other side of the mountains where the sun is not going to reach it. There we go. This is looking better. Clean the brush, and then I'm going to do a little bit more around the sun. Add a little bit more light yellow. So here I'm just adding a little bit of watered down pink along the edge of the flowers that are in the distance, and that will be sort of the implied detail of the flowers that are further away, where you normally wouldn't see that detail anyways. Just bringing the pink up, I'm just going to imply that the field goes further than we actually can see the detail for. good. I'm gonna add some sunbeams with that light yellow. So I am just going to lightly do a little bit of pale yellow here, again where the streaks are from the sun. And I am going to dry brush it, so I don't need to be fussy about the lines being pretty and wet yellow here. And I'm going to get a different brush to dry brush it. I'll be right back. So I've got this dry square brush.
I should say that if you're going to dry brush the sunbeams like right now, you want to make sure that all the trees and the mountains have dried up completely before you start doing this, or you'll just make a big mess.
Brush the sun rays down. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to, so I'm adding some water. And then I'm going to take a little bit of titanium white and touch up the sun. So I just had really light yellow, and I'm just streaking it down. So these will be the rays coming down. And if you don't like the rays completely, you can wash them out. The wet, clean brush. And something handy to have. Tissues. That's the one nice thing about acrylics, is they're very forgiving. If you change your mind, they're forgiving. If you screw up, they're forgiving. We can see the rays. Just gonna touch a little bit up on the mountain. Just on my finger. Tiny little bit of black. Tiny little bit of white. There. So we got white and black. I'm mixing my water, my paint in my drinking water. Oops. Oh well. The painting's more important than being hydrated, right? Oh. Touch up some trees. Dark side. Inside. There. Add a bit of yellow here. Oh, ball. Oh, it's in my hair too. Oh, no. Anyways, what do you think? That turned out pretty good. I kind of like it. I really like it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you followed along. Did I get it on my... Oh, I hope you followed along. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment. And if you've got any painting tips and tricks that you can give me, that would be great. But I had fun doing this. I think it turned out much better than I was expecting. So thanks for watching. See you next time. There, geez. Actually, all right. I am getting better. How the hell do I do this? Oh, jeez. Oh, frig, we're still recording.